Donnie, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I had a good night's sleep. I'm very happy.
Me too. I slept very well even after watching Big Stan.
You didn't even finish the movie.
I did not finish it. But anyway, this is the Common Everyday People podcast. This is episode number 33. This week has been a lot of grieving. It seems to be that way.
I feel like we're losing all the good ones.
We're losing legends left and right. And I don't know, which one would you like to start off with?
Well, first, before we get into that talk, let's start with the first 5 minutes of Happy Gilmore 2.
Yes, because, it finally got released after God knows how long we've been waiting for it to be released. And we're 5 minutes in. What's your thoughts?
Very confused. Very don't understand what's going on. Very, what the hell? You know what I mean?
It's only 5 minutes in. Obviously you're going to be confused within the first 5 minutes.
The first one, I wasn't confused in the first 5 minutes. This one, I'm very confused. But I guess they had to add some sort of unique story to it. So I guess they kind of had to add some things that happen that leave Happy where he is right now.
Yeah, well, 30 years later.
Yeah.
What were you really expecting 30 years later after the first movie coming out?
Well, you're thinking this dude's just going to come out of retirement, but I guess there's more to it than that.
Oh, there definitely is, but we'll watch more of it at some point this weekend.
Yeah.
I know Shannon wanted to watch it at some point this weekend, too. Probably tonight, for all I know.
Yeah. Very 5 minutes in, very confused. We'll see if it becomes a really good movie or it is one of Adam Sandler's many flops.
He's got too many of them, honestly. But, he's persistent. He keeps going and going and going despite him flopping.
Well, he runs Netflix now, so it's a little different.
Pretty much,
He can enjoy whatever he wants on there.
Honestly, you're right about that. So, speaking of flopping, a lot of death this week.
Yes, we lost Ozzy, and then we lost Hulk Hogan. Interesting week in the world of wrestling and in the world of rock and roll. Well, very interesting.
Even before losing Ozzy, losing Hulk Hogan, are you familiar with Malcolm Jamal-Warner?
Yeah, he died drowning.
Yeah, he used to be on the Cosby Show, and then he drowned. I think that was
Bill Cosby got him. I mean.
Whoa! How dare you say that?
I do, dude.
I know how you deal with death differently than a lot of people do. So you come up with some wisecrack remark or something like that.
Yeah. But no, I think, we all knew it was coming from Ozzy. His last show, and what I've seen from it, you kind of saw the writing on the wall. He was sitting down. He wasn't looking good. There was definitely some signs that he knew it was coming. According to sources, the paramedics took 2 hours to revive him. Didn't work,
Things happen. But losing Ozzy it hurt a little bit. Well, it's like we knew.
On your birthday.
On my birthday, nonetheless. But the thing is, we knew he was going to die at some point. A lot of people thought he was going to die in the middle of his final performance.
I predicted it. I told you exactly a week after. I think it's actually on the pod. A week after his performance, he was going to be gone. And it was a week after his performance, he died.
Well, you said it was a very fitting thing when he was singing Mama, I'm Coming Home as his final song.
Yeah, very fitting. Saying his goodbyes. Sorry, I'm putting my shoes on. I had to just lean back.
No, you're good. I'm going to check one thing, too, on the camera real quick. Keep talking.
Okay. But, I feel like it was very fitting, perfection of, years of what he abuse to his body and, it was going to happen. It just unfortunately happened a week after his concert. He didn't get to see his daughter get married, but, Ozzy did. Ozzy was a legend, and, we still have some still around, but we don't know when their death day comes.
I literally said this to Shannon when I was on my way to your house yesterday. I'm like, you took away Ozzy, you took away Hulk Hogan, protect Billy Joel, protect Elton, protect Morgan Freeman, protect Samuel L. Jackson, because I don't know what kind of news we're going to get this week. This is literally the first time I think I've ever witnessed death upon death upon death upon legends.
Yeah.
Let alone Ozzy dying on my birthday, which really, really hurt. Obviously any other day, him dying would have hurt, but the fact that it was a musician that I deeply respected. I loved Black Sabbath. I loved his solo stuff. I was nonstop listening to it between the day he died and yesterday, and it's crazy, honestly. That video on YouTube is just spiking up beyond belief now because everyone's saying he's home now.
Yeah, he definitely, to me though, he went out the way he wanted to go out. He had his last concert, he knew it was time, and him ending that concert with Mom, I'm Coming Home kind of was like, listen, this is it. Like, I am coming home. I'm done. It's just, it's just when I'm going to be done.
I'm surprised that he even made it to 76.
I think everyone's surprised he made it to 76.
I remember I watched a Watch Mojo list of, well, at that point it was celebrities that they are surprised that they're still alive. I think Ozzy was number 3 or 2 on that list because of all the drugs, all the alcohol that he put in his body through the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It's surprised he didn't die of an overdose of anything like that.
Oh yeah, no. But yeah, no. The Ozzy Osbourne situation, we all knew it was happening. It sucks that it happened this week, but unfortunately, everyone has a death day, and it was time for Ozzy to go. And then we hear about the Jamal a day later.
That was before Ozzy.
That was for Ozzy?
It was the day before.
Oh, the day before Ozzy.
He was first, then Ozzy, and then it was Hulk Hogan yesterday.
So yeah, no, it's interesting to see this. Hulk Hogan had a heart attack. He had heart issues previously. From his year, wonder why he had a heart attack. He was part of that steroid case years ago.
Yeah, steroids. Not good for you.
No.
Don't do it.
He's still as healthy as a dog, but I have a feeling there's roids involved.
Well, he probably was taking HGH as well, too, along with the roids. I mean, that's what Sylvester Stallone was doing. He was taking HGH. I mean, surprised he's in his 80s, and he still looks good for what he is.
And then you got Arnold.
Arnold's still around, everyone's.
To just all natural.
I know.
As he says, but I have a weird feeling something's come out a couple years that he's not all natural.
A-Rod in an interview said that he didn't take steroids, and then a couple of years later he gets busted for steroids.
I've never taken steroids in my life. Barry Bonds, too.
Barry Bonds! Yeah, steroids, not very good, but do you have any fine memories of Mr. Hulk Hogan as someone that loves wrestling like you do?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was never a big Hulk Hogan fan. I like Hulk, but, he was what we call a trailblazer in the industry. It wasn't for him. The other people wouldn't have got their shot. As Undertaker has retired, he was a trailblazer in the industry. I've noticed WWE stars, especially like Hulk Hogan, are usually a trailblazer, especially after they retire. Like John Cena, when he's done in a few short months, he's going to be a trailblazer in the industry. But a lot of people in the 80s grew up watching the Hulkster, and then a lot of kids now know who Hulk is, who are old, who are younger generations, because his legacy is going to live on through the company forever. Ozzy's legacy is going to live on forever. Unfortunately, Hulk Hogan had his own little issues that unfortunately made people like him less. Some of the comments are like, "Oh, well, he gets to burn in hell now for all he's done."
He definitely wasn't the nicest guy.
But no, he wasn't. But I was Hulk Hogan. My opinion on him was, he is not one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He's in there, but he's not in the top. He's in the top 100. But you go into it, you're like, okay, so we have lost Hulk. I feel like the wrestling industry is more going to be shook when people like Undertaker pass. Vince McMahon, even though he's the scum of the earth. I think that is in the wrestling industry is going to be more
brought together.
Hulk Hogan, fortunately, his last appearance in WWE, he was booed out of the stadium. No one wanted him. Wanted him there. Kind of feels disrespectful for a guy like him, who pretty much built a whole industry by himself.
It is, but it's also, you could be the best athlete, best whatever, what you do, but if you're a shitty human being or a shitty person, no one's really going to respect you for that.
No, and, the thing is with Hulk, too, is he very much liked to... He was one of the few superstars who had creative freedom, which means, he could be in a match, in 5 minutes for a match, I'm not losing, and then they have to change everything for him. He also used his power a lot for evil when he was in the industry, like, you know, getting people's titles revoked, him taking them back, like a whole thing. So he, you know, as you dig deeper into Hulk Hogan's career, and a lot of people don't understand this about him, you realize he kind of was in it for himself. He didn't really want to bring up the young guys. He wanted to still be on top his whole life, and unfortunately, there's a due date for that too.
Death has a specific day for all of us. We don't know when it is, and I like to keep it that way, honestly.
Or you could do what the scientists are trying to make people immortal. No, thank you. I'd rather die.
No, I'd rather die, honestly. I don't want to see what the world is going to be like within the next 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, where maybe we'll finally get flying cars for all I know.
Cryogenic freezing.
I know. So since this week has been filled with death upon legends, was there like a celebrity or athlete, was there a death that kind of hit you the hardest?
Ooh, that's hard. Robin Williams, you know, Kobe Bryant was a good one. Because, you know, Robin Williams, Farley, even though, like, when I figured out he died, I was born when he died. A month after he died, a month before he died, I was born. So, you know.
So he died the month before you were born.
Yeah, I could actually figure out. I actually want to double check this. I want to cross-reference myself.
I thought he died in December of '97. That's what I thought he died of. Or that's when I thought he died. But, Kobe Bryant.
Yep, December '97, the year before me. Oh, no, I'm just a reincarnation of him.
Look at that. He dies, and you're a reincarnation of
And
Chris
2 months
Farley.
later?
2 months later, Donnie Chris Farley is alive.
Yes. But no, it's hilarious, actually. Farley, though I didn't really grow up watching him, you know, just, you know, figuring out his death was like, damn, I wonder where he'd be now. You know, you have the what if, you know, Hulk Hogan and Ozzy lived their life to their fullest, and, you know, they're just, you know, Kobe was just in the prime of his, you know, his writing career and everything else.
I mean, he just before his death, I think he won an Emmy for his documentary or something like that?
He won an Emmy.
I meant he obviously one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I don't know why I almost said guitar players. It just like came across my mind because I was still thinking about Ozzy. But Kobe's death was one of those things that like I remember where I was when I heard the news. I was just sitting on my couch, looking through my phone. The first post that came out was on TMZ, and it said that Kobe Bryant dies at the age of 40 due to a helicopter crash. And I'm like, this can't be fucking real.
Interesting fact about that. They were the first ones on the scene, and they were the first ones to put the news report out, and Vanessa Bryant learned through TMZ.
Yeah, not a very good thing. That's probably one of the most heartbreaking things for her to find out that's how her husband died. But you sit through that, and it took me a while to process that, because I had so much respect for that guy, not only as a basketball player, but who he was as a human. I mean, he did everything he can to influence the younger community to be the best version of themselves, to be the best basketball player. And then to see a guy perish like that in a helicopter crash, and then the flood of remembrance, memoriam, remembering everything about him, that hurt a lot.
You made a whole podcast on borrowing my Kobe Bryant jersey.
What?
You remember your old podcast? You made a whole podcast on
I do remember that, yes. So I think it was literally the day after he died. You gave me your Kobe Bryant jersey. I hung it up on my wall, and we were just nonstop talking about him the entire time, because it was just so hard to fathom the fact that he was gone. And I remember the day we came back after his death, we just couldn't believe it either.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm not a person, dude, that really takes death hard. It's kind of like death is death. You know, just no.
Well, there's a difference, though, because these are, like, celebrities, athletes. These were people that you looked up, you watched for many, many years, too. So, of course, it hits differently. That one hit hard. Paul Walker's death also hit hard on me as well, too.
You know, that's why I didn't even know Paul Walker. I think Ryan Dunn also was a big one, because
that was huge, too.
For me, at least, was I grew up watching Viva La Bam and loved Viva La Bam. And, you know, Jackass and We all know where Bam Margera is now with that situation because I've watched a couple pods on it. Bam is doing good. He's 1 year sober.
That's good. That's good.
You know, he's actually been doing very good. I think he's like 1 year sober. Never had an issue. So he's also in the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, which is a great game, by the way. It's not new. It's a remake of it, but I made a priority to unlock him. So I unlocked him and I play him. Now it's kind of great.
Did you have to pay money to unlock him, or?
You had to pay, so you earn money through the challenges you do, or like some of the thing quests you do. Like, but everyone knew. But it's funny. Tony Hawk, the new Tony Hawk game, people were just like, hey, you know, like people are gonna want to unlock a Bam right off the rip, of course, instead of have to grind for them. So if you create a player, even if you put no effort into it, you get 5,000 cash in-game currency.
Oh, that thing? Yeah.
And, you know, there's little microtransactions, too, which is nice. You actually have to earn the money. And I unlocked first $5,000, Bam Margera.
There we go. Look at that. Go for you, Bam. Good for you. Well, I'm happy for Bam. I mean, obviously, he's getting sober. The death of Ryan Dunn definitely hit him very, very hard, too. I mean, well, then again, Ryan Dunn was also drunk, and he drove his Porsche 115 miles per hour down the highway and crashed it.
It's very eerie how April Margera predicted that, too. She said to him in an episode of Evil Bam that he was going to die in a fiery car crash how fast he drove.
Really?
Yes.
Oof. Kind of like a Grim Reaper kind of thing.
April Margera, like...
I felt the chill on my shoulders, by the way, when you just said that, because that's literally exactly how he perished.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say about that, but Ryan Dunn's was big. The Paul Walker thing was very, very sad because all he was doing, he was just driving. He wasn't driving. His driver was driving, and then they literally crashed into a pole, too. And the thing is, it's kind of ironic because Paul Walker was known for the Fast and Furious movies, and that's how he dies, is in a car accident.
Very ironic.
It is very ironic.
Sounds very suspicious. Someone probably killed him.
Okay, we don't want that kind of voodoo up in the air right now.
Someone probably killed him.
He's been dead for 12 years.
Someone murdered him.
Okay, here's one thing about that.
I just love joking about the conspiracy theories.
You talk about that. Here's one thing I'm pissed about, and I'm going to go off topic for a second. First of all, the Fast and Furious franchise is still going, which I have no idea why it's still going. Why the fuck are you bringing back his character when he's been dead for 12 years?
Nostalgia.
Or cash grab kind of thing. And the thing is, like, the Walker family, they were okay with him. So I think what they're doing is that they're using his brother and they're CGIing his face to look like Paul.
Yeah, he looks like Paul to begin with.
He does. I mean, that's what happened in the end of Furious 7 was when he was playing with his kid at the end of the movie, and then he drove up to Dom. It was basically his brother driving the car.
Oh, yeah. No, they're doing a lot of CGI now. No one who actually said no one can make AI things to me and wrote it aside. There's a couple people who did that, actually.
Well, I mean,
Robin Williams did it, that's why there's never going to be, like, another movie like his that has him in it, because he refuses to let AI take over his own body.
Well, I mean, that's what they did in the end of the Flash movie. They used basically CGI'd all the old characters, like they CGI'd George Reeves, Christopher Reeve, I forgot the woman who used to play Supergirl. That's Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. I forgot. But anyway, CGI is weird nowadays. Everyone's doing AI of everything, and sometimes you can't tell which one is true or not anymore.
The AI has advanced significantly over the last few years, so that's pretty cool, actually. But with its drawbacks, you can see cooler movies now with, like, better CGI. And it's funny to think that people don't understand that a movie that CGI has aged really well is Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings? I would say the CGI in the 2000s are a lot better than the CGI in today's day and age.
Yes. No. If you sit down, you've never seen Lord of the Rings.
Not yet.
You're going to get blasted.
I don't give a fuck if I get blasted. Okay?
If you watch Lord of the Rings, you'll look at it and be like, this is good CGI. Like, what? Like, where did it go? Like, this is better than some of the CGI we see now.
Yeah, like, even the Marvel movies of the 2000s, like, the CGI was just a lot cleaner back in the day. Like Spider-Man 2 looked really good. Like, I was able to appreciate Or I watched Independence Day not too long ago. Obviously, they had to use CGI for a couple things, but they used practical effects, and it looked realistic too. And then you look at the 2000s now, and you're just like, or the 2020s, you're like, the fuck is this shit now?
That's true. But, that just, unfortunately, people want to make bigger movies, longer movies, as I told you. We were kind of looking for a movie last night, and every movie we had was almost 2 hours. But let's bigger if you want Big Stan. Real quick, I know I'm changing subjects because we've talked the subject for a while.
That's fine.
But no, I watched Big Stan last night when you and Shannon fell asleep. And you know what I realized? I'm like, this is considered one of Rob Schneider's best movies. I watched it, I was like, not my style.
Do you want my review of Big Stan? There were some parts I was awake for. Do you want my review for it?
Not that good of a movie.
It was fucking terrible.
It was horrible. Yeah.
It was so bad, honestly. And believe it, the jokes were just so lazy and all that other stuff. Like, from what I heard, I'm like, I don't find this funny at all. I don't even know what movie I would consider Rob Schneider's best movie.
Rob Schneider's movie history isn't that bad, the greatest.
No.
I feel like he's a better of a side or support character than an actual main character.
Well, because he's the shock value when he's the side or support character, or he's just pissing off somebody.
Ooh-la. Ooh-la from 50 First Dates was Rob Schneider.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Didn't he have, like, a glass eye or something like that?
This is my wood eye. But, yeah, no, like, Rob Schneider's movies, even Deuce Bigelow, like, it wasn't that good of a movie. Animal and Hot Chick was good.
I like the Hot Chick. The Hot Chick was good.
But, like, I just feel like, a lot of people say, oh, Big Stan was amazing by Rob Schneider. I'm like,
no, it's not.
Like, I watched it last night again, and I, like, with the actual, like, everything and not the YouTube cut version. The YouTube cut version was over, and they cut out certain things that were just unnecessary.
Well, there was just a lot of, I guess, according to the people of this day and age, a lot of offensive jokes, but that didn't bother me. It was just not planned out very, very well, honestly. I liked Rob Schneider in The Benchwarmers. I will say that.
That was a good movie. Yeah, he did good on that one.
Out of all the shitty, floppy movies, that was probably his best role, honestly.
They could have made a second one of those, too.
Benchwarmers?
Like, let's talk about your friend Stephen Colbert.
Oh, we're going to get into that subject?
Yes.
Well, this is probably going to be the side where 50% are going to love me or 50% are going to hate me. So which side do you want me?
It don't bother me.
All right.
Because I haven't tell you what Rob Schneider said about it.
Let me get this straight. With Stephen Colbert, I do like him. I respect his work. I find it harder to believe that the #1 rated late night show is getting canceled. There could be a lot of factors behind this. It could be the things that he says. It could actually be a financial decision, which I think is 100% bullshit. Stephen Colbert, you may cancel him. He's not going to go anywhere post late night show.
No.
That's all I'm going to say. He's been doing this for a very, very long time. He worked on the Daily Show with Jon Stewart. I'm a big fan of Jon Stewart. I liked what he said on the last episode. And that's all I'm going to say.
Our friend Rob Schneider said he is not going to shed a tear for it. He said he essentially just was like, he just kind of put it on blast, the Colbert Show, because that's Rob Schneider. He's very politically on the right.
Right.
But no, he even said, like, it's like Defense of Colbert, however, Schneider, the late night show hosts in general, are likely doomed to extinction, he said. There's a lot, he even said, they're going to go away anyway, because people are looking at their phones now, Schneider said. They watch 2 or 3 minutes, and then they don't like it, and 30 seconds, they switch. So the attention spans are lost. So he was not upset. He put him on blast, but he also kind of went to their defense too and was like, But in reality, in the nowadays society we live in, people are going to be on their phones, right? They look on their phones.
Yeah.
They see a single bear, right, clip.
Yeah.
They watch 10, we'll say a 3-minute video. They watch 10 20 seconds of it, and then they don't like it. They're like, okay, I'm done. I'm never watching Single Bear again. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course. But then again, also a lot of people, they don't have cable anymore too, unless you have like Peacock or like Paramount Plus. That's usually how people are watching their late night shows nowadays. But I don't think that's the reason why he's getting canceled. The fact that they're watching it for 10 seconds and it's like, no.
There's a lot more factors than just that. It's nothing, we can't, I will say it has nothing to do with the political aspect of it, because to be honest with you, there's no, unless, whatever, place he's with is possibly losing something, highly unlikely. They can't let you do that to a private industry owned, multi-billion dollars, Unfortunately, I think there's other factors that Stephen Colbert got canceled. I don't think it's necessarily financial. I don't think it's the president canceling him. I think it's just, unfortunately, we're getting in the era of no one really wants a late night show,
No one really stays up late at night to watch late night too, because I won't lie, I mean, a lot of the late night shows, they are supposed to be political in a way, and you're probably pissing off half the population one way or another, and they're just finding some way to get rid of these people.
And it's not even has to do with the current president. I think it's just that now all these states have to err on the side of caution, with no matter who was in there. You know what I mean? I think they should have to err on the side of caution. So a lot of late night shows, Jimmy Fallon will be on forever because he doesn't get political.
Not anymore. I mean, he got political in like 2020 when a bunch of other crazy fucking shit was happening in the world, but he's probably not going anywhere. Kimmel might be next.
Yeah.
And Jon Stewart, God love him, he doesn't give a fuck of what's going to happen to him. He's going to continue saying what he wants.
He's a multi-millionaire. He doesn't.
He does the
same thing with like Stephen Colbert. I don't think he really cares. His show got canceled.
No, I don't think
he's like, I made millions of dollars, billions of dollars off this, millions, if not billions of dollars. It's time. Okay, cool. I can go rest and retire.
I don't think he's going to retire though. I think he's going to probably start up his own thing, and people are going to, because he still has his viewership, his listeners, his followers. They're going to follow him no matter what. You even look at the YouTube comments, like after his first show, finding out that he was getting canceled. Everyone would say like, "I'm with you, Steven. I'm going to follow you wherever the hell you go."
And that's going to be basically, I think, based on streaming. Eventually, streaming service it's like Conan O'Brien. They canceled his show. He's on, I think, Max now for streaming.
Yeah, well, he's like going across the world, like he's like traveling, trying new things. By the way, love Conan O'Brien.
Dude, he's hilarious.
He is so
My
funny.
favorite is when you used to do those like video game videos, like the Noob Gamer or something. He'd play just random video games, and he was so bad.
Well, that's what makes it entertaining, though. Of course,
He was bad, but he was also hilarious behind it too. His improv was great with those. He had no clue what the hell he was doing. He's just like, he killed it in one of the videos he did Skyrim, and the guy told him, "Don't kill the chicken." He kills a chicken, and everyone in the village comes after him. He's like, "What did I do? I just killed a chicken."
There's two things that I love about Conan O'Brien. The first thing, he was on an episode of Hot Ones. He was absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, he was doing so many weird, funny ass things. I think he was like putting like hot sauce in his eyes, like he was like drinking it, drowning it. And also, anytime when he was on Conan O'Brien and Bill Burr was one of the guests, like he was able to contain him because Bill Burr would go on these like ridiculous rants of what's going on in everyday life. And he just like let him do his own thing.
Yeah, but I think that's just a hilarious thing. The hilarity behind everything. It's definitely been an interesting. I think late night TV is officially on at the last days of their, however long it takes to officially the last day. I think Jimmy Fallon will be the last one to, go. But I think as you see now, we'll start seeing more late night shows go bye-bye. I think that's just the God's honest truth. We're going to see more late night shows just kind of fade to in perpetuity. Just how it works.
Well, some of the reasons why some of the late night shows are going away is obviously personalities. Like when they had the late night with James Corden, they found out how much of an asshole he was, and then all of a sudden everyone stopped watching him.
Yeah. I still think the best person to host the ESPYs was
Shane Gillis.
Not Shane Gillis.
Not Shane Gillis?
I like Shane Gillis, but I think our friend overseas, I forgot his name, still it has the thing who literally went up and, oh no, he hosted the Emmys, and he was just like, you're not up here to sound your political opinion.
Was it just recently? Or
No, he's hosted multiple times, and they don't want him hosting this.
let me see. I will probably take a look at that too.
I gotta look.
Hosted Emmys. Probably put the Jeopardy clock on this video as we're trying to figure out who it was.
Don't worry, we got this. Let's go to more recent.
Was it within the last 5 years?
No, I can't see his name.
It's alright.
No, it isn't. We need to find it.
We need to find him. What do you guys think this Emmy host that he's talking about? You gotta leave a answer in the comment section.
But yeah, no.
Well, you know what it is too. A lot of people respected Johnny Carson.
Ricky Gervais.
Oh, first, that dude does not give a fuck. He will say anything just for viewership. And he's obviously going to be offending a shit ton of people, but he just does not care. And that's who I appreciate, is the people that just do not care what's going to happen to them.
Dude,
at the end of the day.
my favorite thing was the talk. Yeah, like in one of them where he's like, "So hey, this isn't a place to take political opinion. You guys are millionaires." He said, "You're up in your nice little penthouse suite, watching the whole world burn, and getting fed grapes." He said something. It was something very, very along those lines. He said, "You have no right. You have no opinion. You're in the top 1%er. We don't hear the top 1%ers' opinions on life and how it should be run.
Exactly.
You guys do what you do best. It's called acting."
Yeah.
It was just hilarious.
See, and that's one thing. When people get offended over someone's performance, I'm like, they're acting. This is not a real life situation. They're acting. This is their job. They have to be outrageous. That's how they get the big bucks at the end of the day. That's fun. I remember Ricky Gervais. I think he was hosting the Oscars. There was one time, I think he wanted to dress up like a Nazi. And obviously they told him not to do it. But he would have done that. Obviously he would have not come back.
Yeah. He's hosted a couple, and he's someone who I say, like, they don't like him to do these award shows because he just doesn't, like, he's like, dude, none of you have a right to have an opinion, okay?
No. Like for me, I may have a right to opinion, but I'm not going to freaking comment it or anything like that and just be like, okay, here's my thought, and then you move on.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you watch the Big Stand. I almost said Bat Stand. Big Stand.
Bad stand.
There was obviously jokes in there that a lot of people are not going to find funny. They're going to find offensive. Me, I'm just like, I just don't think it was funny. You move on. I'm not going to comment on it and like ruin everyone's dreams. It's just not who I am.
But yeah, no, this is, he just kind of went like, dude, like, what are you even, like, why are you even, like, saying your opinions? Like, you're the top 1%. You have no right. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's not wrong on that, unfortunately. I mean, a lot of people nowadays think that they're trying to figure out that this is the most sustainable way of living. Meanwhile, there's a lot of people like us struggling with our paychecks, living paycheck off the paycheck. And then it's hard to find, like, I want a new car. I want a new phone. I can't afford that right now because I need to pay for groceries, which are expensive.
But yeah, no. So that's kind of where I think Ricky Gervais is just head and shoulders better than most competition. It just, dude just doesn't give a shit, and I feel like we need more people like that. And sort of unfortunate in this world. For example, like Stephen Colbert show, where like he just didn't give a shit until he got canceled.
I mean, I got two of the best people that definitely do not give a shit. The creators of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I'm not going to go into details about it. They just signed a $1.5 billion deal to stay with Paramount. Their latest episode of South Park is the reason why They don't give a fuck of what's going to happen with them.
I feel like that's one thing South Park has done for years. They don't give a shit. They made fun of the pandemic. They made fun of everything.
Everything, everybody. I mean, for God's sake, they made fun of one episode that I remember was when the Jersey Shore show was very, very popular. The entire country was starting to become New Jersey, and then they made fun of Snooki, thinking that she's this animal that just wants to fuck everything. It's just hilarious.
You know, they're definitely they definitely just don't give a crap. Family Guy, unfortunately, I feel like have kind of censored themselves a lot, but then again, they're working under Disney's umbrella now, so they cannot have their creative freedom.
All right. Whoa, we got so deep. How are we going to end the show on a high note?
That wasn't deep. That was just being honest.
Oh, deep, honest, and all that other stuff. Well, there was things on here where I'm like, I have to think about it because obviously I'm going to be pissing off some people, but I have a right to my honest opinion.
There's a hole in my wallet. It's getting bigger. I probably should get that looked at soon.
How much bigger is the hole in this wallet going to go?
Just look
at it, everyone. Maybe I should just zoom in on it. Here.
Leave my wallet alone.
No, look at the hole, everyone. Just look at it.
50s.
It's still going, by the way. Wow, this wallet's 75 years old. Think of it that way.
And it's still very good. Just starting to rip, which actually surprised it takes 75 years for it to finally start going away.
You know what? I'm starting to feel my oldness, by the way, after turning 30 out. My body is aching. I'm getting leg cramps, and times I don't want to get leg cramps. I was going to save that for next time.
Save it for next time.
Save it for next time whenever we have Mr. German back on the show.
Yes.
Because he thought it was the funniest thing ever.
That would be funny for next show.
I'm going to keep it for the next show.
But no, I think that is all we have. You know, I feel like we kind of touched on it. Ricky Gervais is the best host in history. We kind of just figured out, you know, just because of the way he is.
I've been calling this week the legendary Death Week. After all the legends we've lost.
Yeah.
And
they're still not even at 2025 yet.
Nope. Definitely not. We're not even out of July 2025.
Who's next? Next one up.
I don't know. Next man up. That was the motto of the 2019 Yankees when everyone got injured.
Yeah.
But I digress. They suck, and I'm going to keep on saying that. But anyway, follow us on
especially your friend Jazz. He had 3 home runs in the home run derby.
Oh, yeah. He was so big and strong. I'm going to do so much. Only hit 3 home runs in the home run derby. And then he has not been the same since the home run derby. Okay. One little small note before we end it. If my favorite player entered the home run derby, I am not happy about that. Because usually, statistically saying, any player that participates in the home run derby has a shitty second half of the season.
Well, they're statistically right because they're throwing all their body behind the hits
For nothing, for literally just for the entertainment of the crowd.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that is all we have.
That does it. Follow us on our social media. Like, comment, subscribe. Listen to us on YouTube. You can stream our audio on any of the major podcast platforms. Thank you for listening. Keep the legends alive, please. Let's just go through this week without another dying legend. That's all I got. Thank you.
I'll go check Instagram now.
Oh, God, don't scare me like that. Thank you all for listening. See you next week.